Hello, Jack. I want to thank you for your interest in our dies here, because you've already got your 15-ton press. I want to go ahead and show you how we're going to cut this tube for you. Here's your die that we made. It's got 5 cavities of blade of 1.5 inches in here. So you can, it's a little bit over the limit for this machine, but it's going to cut just fine the way it is because you're cutting straight lines. So what you're going to have to do is just set your die on here, and what you'll do is you'll put it up against the edge, the end of the edge of your tube. You'll put it right up against there on this inside blade. So that way your first piece is 1.5 inches, then your next 4 will be 1.5 inches. Now what you're going to have to do is kind of squeeze that down to slide everything in. And you want to keep everything so that your material is on top of the board. Doesn't matter if your die hangs out here a little bit, because it's not cutting anything. You just want to make sure everything that gets cut is on the board itself. So you want to hold that tight, you want to slide everything in. It's going to be a little bit hard to get it in there at first, but then you're going to get it right to the edge here so that your cut is still inside the platen area. Then you'll push your button. You'll hold that until the air completely stops. Then you'll slide it back out. Your piece is cut. You'll have to turn your die over, and you have to be very, very careful because these blades are sharp. You'll want to hold this down on this end and just pull your pieces out just like that. They'll come out very, very easily. They peel right out of there. So you have your pieces cut, and then you're just going to repeat that process again. You take and you'll put your blade up against the edge just like that, so you have your first piece all lined up. And you'll want to try to keep it straight as possible on your material as far as being perpendicular to your material. Because what's going to happen, I'll show you. Is if you get it off center a little bit, and the closer you get to the end, the harder it's going to be to keep everything straight. Slide that in, cut it, take it off, peel your pieces out. Just like that. Now if you notice, this one is a little thinner because I had the die at an angle on that. I want to show you how important that's going to be to keep your die perpendicular. So you may want to incorporate excuse me, some kind of a stop that you can have on there. And again, you'll just take this, and as long as you're perpendicular with your piece, slide that in again. Alright, that's what you got left. And like I say, you'll flip your die over. And you want to make sure you've got your die. See how I've got it too far to the top? That means I've got a couple of spots up here that did not get cut all the way through, because when it squeezes, it wants to push out. That's why it's going to be very important to make sure your dies are close, spread across your product evenly. Because as you can see, since I didn't get it centered correctly, you got a little piece of this that is not going to be cut all the way through. So you have to make sure your die is positioned correctly once your material is flattened out. So I'll go ahead and send you the video over, and I'll get you samples and dies sent to you. Thanks, Jack.